Hello everybody to a thing called Late Night with Frosty. For all who don't know, I'm starting a YouTube channel and it's going to have two separate series. It's going to have Adventures with Frosty and it's going to have Late Nights with Frosty. I might add on to it, I might add additions to it and stuff like that. But basically this is going to be me storytelling, and Adventures with Frosty is going to be more of a skit slash publicity type thing, I guess I should say. It's more for the laughs. This one can also be for laughs also, but it's going to be more stories or actual stuff that happened in my life. And hopefully I'll have some more people to help me with the Adventure with Frosty, and like camera crews and like people to record with and everything. As you can see, I got the mic and I love it. It is absolutely awesome. And right now I'm just recording on my phone. And basically, I'm just going to tell a story, I guess. I couldn't really think of like an extremely good one. But this kind of sounds like I'm rambling, or like it kind of sounds like I'm blogging, but I'm not necessarily blogging. I'm just like introducing myself, I should say, because it's probably gonna be the first video on my YouTube channel, because you can't actually subscribe to me until I post a video. So I had to create something. So basically, I have the story. All right, this is how I became to believe in karma, I guess I should say, as in, yin yang. Anything that happens to you is gonna happen. As like everything you do good, it's gonna be good. Everything you do bad, it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? So basically, when I was like 10 or 11, I lived with my parents. I don't live with my parents anymore. I live elsewhere. I don't need that information, but I live with my parents, and they bought me this little BB gun type thing. And it's this little pellet shooter for shooting squirrels or birds. I didn't really shoot squirrels or birds. I kind of like animals, but basically they gave it to me, and the only rule was I was not allowed to shoot it in the house. And so obviously, me being a child and me thinking, don't shoot in the house, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So the first thing I do when I get home and they're not home, I just take it into my room. I'm playing with it. I usually open the window and like shoot at stuff outside the door, outside the window and stuff like that. And I usually scare people. I was kind of a bad kid. I shot out like street lamps and stuff like that. But finally I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shoot it in the house. So the first thing I look at is like this painting down the hallway. It's maybe like 20 feet. I had a pretty long hallway whenever I lived in my old house. There's a pretty long hallway. And so I look down it, I aim it, and I shoot at a painting. And I didn't think it would make much of a difference because it was a giant like 10 by 20 painting that covered almost our entire hallway. It was super long. It was like of whales or something. And so I shot it. And that bullet, that little pellet, ricocheted off that wall, off some metal. I heard a metal ding, and I look up. And right as soon as I look up, right back at me, I feel a sting, and that pellet bounced off like 3 separate things. I made like 2 dings. It was like ding, 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 and then it came back and it decked me right in the left testicle. And I was just, it was awful, because I thought I'd lose some momentum or something from it hitting so many things, but no, it came back with like a fury, dude, and it just dinged me right in the nuts. And so all that force in one area, I bawled, dude. I was crying. And I kneeled over. I was so sad. And then because I thought it was just, at that moment I knew it was just like, it was God, or it was someone telling me that I'm an idiot and I can't do that. And so I got shot in the testicles by myself. And so my first instinct was, how am I going to tell my father this without him getting angry? And so they get home, and he walks in, and I'm like, well, obviously I don't really have to tell them because it wasn't really noticeably any evidence. I just thought, like, I have to tell. This is hilarious. I have to tell them this. So they get home about like different times. I get them together. I'm like, Mom, Dad, we gotta have a talk. And they're like, ooh, good, puberty or something. I don't know, sex talk. So I get them in the living room, and my dad is sitting there. He's just like, what's wrong, son? Because he was actually concerned because I said, I was like, Mom, Dad, we gotta talk. And they're just like, oh God, what'd you do? So we got them to the living room, and my sister wasn't home, by the way, but I have a sister, but she wasn't home, so she didn't hear the story. But I got them down, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, Mom, Dad, I shot myself in the testicles. And their first reaction was, I got a gun and I shot a testicle off. I need to go to the hospital. So immediately they're like, what the? They flip out and they grab me, and they're like, they start to take off my pants. And my first instinct is like fight or flight. And so I just start hitting, and I just run away. I'm like, no, I don't mean like I actually legitimately shot my testicle off. I'm saying, you remember that BB gun? You guys got me like, yeah, why'd you shoot yourself in the testicle? I'm like, I didn't actually shoot specifically myself in the testicle. I didn't mean to, okay? And so I told them, I said, I was sitting in my room, pointed that gun on the hallway, I shot it, bounced right back, hit me in my testicle. And they have a hard time believing it. So I have to go relocate it. So I get up, I go back to my room, I get out that gun. They're watching me. I don't shoot or anything, but I grab that gun and I aim it. I aim it right where I aimed it. And I was like, see right there? And there's like a tiny hole in that painting. And they're like, you shot our painting? I was like, yes, but wait. Think about what happened afterwards. I got hit in the testicle for shooting that painting. I feel like I might be even. And my testicles still hurt at this time. There was like a bump on it now. I might have bled. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it just had a big old bump on it from it being shot. But I showed them, and my dad thought it was the funniest thing. And I was like, when I went to him, I was like, I didn't really know how to tell you because I was scared I was gonna get in trouble or something. He's like, you tell me just like that. And so ever since that moment happened, I've kind of always believed in karma. I have like a bunch of yin yang stuff like that. I don't think it's like a life philosophy or anything like a religion, like anything like that. But I do believe in the act how you want to be treated. But basically, how that came to be was I shot myself in the testicles. And there's been other situations like that where I've been like I screwed myself over in the end, but like it was totally just by just unluckiness and just awful timing and stuff like that. For example, shooting myself, and also I lost my testicle once. That's another fun story. I was sorry that okay. I lay in my bed all the time, and sometimes I elevate my feet above my head because it helps you sleep, and it's pretty comfortable. And so I elevated because I use like a bunch of pillows, so I elevated pillows above my head, so my feet were above my head, and I was leaning back, and so I was just watching TV or something, and I reached down to give it a good old scratch, because the boys get itchy, they get hot. So I go down to give it a scratch, and I immediately feel, and I noticed the number 1, but I can't find number 2. So I'm just like, I think about it, I'm like, where did that little testicle go? And then I realize, oh God, I just lost my testicle. And here's what happened. If you don't know, the testicles are like latched on. They go like all the way up, like to like right here in your stomach, and then down to your pee hole. And so what happened was I was leaning back, so my legs were like up, like right here, I guess I should say. I was leaning back, and my testicle, what it did is it fell behind my shaft, and so I was sitting there, and legs up, and then I go down to touch it, and I go, oh God, I was like, something's wrong. I'm missing something. I was like, something bad is going on. I'm missing something right now. And so I freak out. I'm like freaking out. Like, where did my testicle go? And so I keep feeling for it. And finally I find it. It's like, it's right above the shaft where it's not supposed to be. It's like, it's never been there before. And so I'm scared. I was like, what do I do to get it back out? So again, I just go up to it. I just go, bink, and I flick it right back into position and knocks the other one like it's a marble. It just goes right back down there. And I was scared. I was like, then I have like a phobia of like losing my testicle. Not necessarily like life or death, right? I would suck. So now I don't sleep anything. Like my body is like lower than my headrest now because it irritates the crap out of me that I'm gonna lose a testicle. And I think that's about it for this episode. I'm just getting it started, I guess. Like this is just like a random story thing. I'll probably have better stories and stuff like that to go on to, but this is just for starters, I guess I should say. This is just for fun. Also, I'm not editing this or anything, so I'm just like going on a ramble for as long as I can. Well, not as long as I can, I guess, like enough to be an actual video worth watching. So that is basically it. Welcome to Late Night with Frosties. I am Frosty, and get ready for Adventures with Frosty, and you guys are gonna love that theme. That's my favorite thing. But thank you for tuning in.